guys, I am Ray of Love Coaching, and I am very excited for us to dive into our very first interactive pre-recorded coaching session. So it has been highly requested that I do these. So tonight we will be discussing forgiveness. So the way that I do my coaching is a very unique way. So I do mine through interactive activities, which leads you to your own epiphany, and then I guide you through that so that we can reach your ultimate goal. So tonight we will be discussing forgiveness. What is forgiveness and how do I forgive? So we will specifically be looking at when someone has hurt you that you love and when you have hurt those that you love. And so I am excited to jump into this, guys. So I hope that you are as excited as I am. You will need a composition book. You will need your handy dandy pen, and go ahead and grab you a highlighter as well. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to go ahead and do that. So we will kick things off with a little definition of what forgiveness is. So forgiveness is an intentional and voluntary process in which a person that has felt victimized undergoes a change in feelings and attitude regarding a situation or individual, and they are able to overcome those negative emotions such as resentment and vengeance, and you replace the negative emotions with a more positive perspective and outlook. That is what this activity will help you to accomplish. So without further ado, we will jump into our episode. Okay, guys, so the way that I do my coaching sessions is very unique and different from any other coaches that are out there. It's a specific program that I design in which I ask you questions. You're going to answer them authentically, and then you will be able to come to your own epiphany and your own conclusion, and then I can guide you through how to achieve whatever goal that it is that you want to achieve. So for this interactive session, I'm going to ask a total of 6 questions. I want you to, and forgive my nail, y'all. Listen, it's hard out here. But I'm going to ask you a total of 6 questions, and I want you to authentically answer them. I will give you examples, but do not use my examples, okay? Because I want you guys to really get the gist of what the questions and answers are supposed to lead you to, okay? So if you guys are ready, then we'll go ahead and start. So question number 1 is, how do you define forgiveness? So go ahead and write that down, however it is that you define forgiveness. I'll give you an example. Again, don't use my example because I want it to be authentic, but I'll give you an example of how I answered the question. So forgiveness is letting go of something that has hurt you. So you can answer it like that. So I'll give you a minute to go ahead and answer that question for yourself. Okay, so based on the way that you answered number 1, I want you to really look at your answer. So in my example, I said that forgiveness is letting go of something that has hurt you. So in this answer, this is going to conclude what it is that my goal is when it comes to forgiveness. So when it comes to the arena of forgiveness, I feel as if I should be able to forgive on a level that is letting go something that has truly hurt me. So based on the way that you answered that question, it's a reflection of how you want to ultimately be able to forgive in an authentic way. So the second question is going to be, write about a time you hurt someone that you loved and later offered an apology. So you're going to want to think about a time where you hurt someone, you caused someone pain in a situation. And it could be any situation. It could be within a relationship. It could be, you and your child. It could be anything. It just has to be a situation where you hurt someone that you loved and you cared about genuinely, and then you went back and you offered them an apology. So I want to give you a couple of seconds or a minute or so to go ahead and write about a time where you hurt someone that you loved and you cared about, and then you later went back and offered them an apology. So the example that I would use here, and again, don't use my examples, I want you to authentically think about this. So for my example, I used a time when I had yelled at my child. My child had mistakenly did something that I didn't want him to do. And I had asked him to do something, and then he either misheard me or didn't hear me. You know how kids are, they didn't listen, or whatever the case may be. And I lost my patience. And so I did yell at him. I later went back and apologized for, yelling at him because it was unnecessary, I felt. So I want you to go ahead and just write about a time where you hurt someone that you loved and you later offered an apology. Again, it could be anything. And I want you to focus on trying to answer these questions, maybe 2 to 3 sentences at least. You can do more if you want to, but at least 2 to 3 sentences so that you can get the gist and get the most out of the exercise, okay? Question number 3 is going to be, why did you apologize? So I want you to explore why it is that you felt an apology was necessary. So if I'm using my example that I yelled at my child because my child made a mistake or misheard me or didn't listen, then my response would be that I apologized because I felt bad. I felt like I had hurt my child. I felt like it was unnecessary for me to yell when I could have talked. So you're going to want to elaborate on why it is you felt that an apology was due, an apology was necessary in the situation. So if you use something like, well, I was really in love with this guy named Johnny. We're just going to throw somebody out there. He was very serious about me, but I cheated on him, and then he later found out and he was crushed. He was really upset, and I felt really bad about it because he was genuinely a good guy. I didn't want to see him hurt. I didn't want him to take that baggage into the next relationship, so I offered him an apology. So you're going to want to be very descriptive and very detailed when you're answering this particular question. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to go ahead and dive right into that, okay? Okay, number 2 and number 3 are very interesting, right? So I want you to look at how you answered number 2, right? So the way that you answered number 2, it shows you that you are not perfect. It shows you your imperfections. It shows you that people can make mistakes and that they should be granted the ability to redeem themselves, because you yourself, you make mistakes. You are not perfect, and sometimes your emotions get the best of you, and sometimes you hurt others. But you should be able to redeem yourself. You should be able to grant grace. So the grace that you want to receive from others when you make a mistake, when you are human, when you are not perfect, is reflected in number 3. So the way that you answered number 3 is how you expect others to receive you when you have made a mistake. So when you have made a mistake, your expectation is that others, right, will grant you grace. And this is the way that we also have to grant grace to others. So when you wrote down, why did you apologize? So my answer for that is because I felt bad. I didn't want to hurt this person. I didn't want this person to feel bad. More so too, that I didn't want them to believe or feel that I was a malicious person or a person that would hurt them. So the same way that you wanted grace from this individual that you went to and you tried to atone and you tried to make an apology for, you also want that same grace when you make a mistake. So that is a reflection directly of when you make a mistake and you try to atone for how you have made a mistake and how you were not perfect, how you want to be received. We also have to be mindful that the same way that we want to be received, the same way that we want grace, we also have to equally give grace. So these two answers together combine how you answered these, and this is where your highlighter comes into play. So you want to go back and just highlight certain things. If you're being honest with yourself in your heart of hearts, you want to look at, well, I felt bad because I didn't want this person to be hurt. I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, when someone that loves you hurts you, if you express to them that you were hurt, that you felt bad because they said whatever or they did whatever, I can guarantee you that they don't want you to feel those things as much as you don't want to make someone else that you love feel those things. And so when you offer an apology, you want grace. So we have to be mindful to also be open to giving grace the same way we want to receive it. Okay, number 4. The question is, write a time someone you loved hurt you and they offered you an apology. I want you to write about how you accepted or received that apology and how you reacted towards that person afterwards. Okay? So again, I want you to write about a time someone that you loved hurt you and they came back and offered you an apology. I want you to write about how you accepted that apology and how you reacted towards them after they had apologized, okay? I'll give you guys a second to go ahead and write about that. An example of that would be, let's see, my boyfriend cheated on me. We were together for 5 years. We had X amount of children together, and I found out that he cheated on me. I was destroyed by it. He decided that it was a mistake. He wanted to work things out. We did go to counseling. We talked things out. He apologized for it. I didn't necessarily accept the apology because I didn't feel like it was genuine. I was very cold with him afterward. Or even you could say that when you found out that he was cheating, that you destroyed his clothes, that you tore up his stuff, that you know what I'm saying, you yelled at him, you screamed at him, you cursed at him. You're gonna explore all of those things. I want you to be very detailed in this. Just think about a time that when you love someone and they hurt you, and then they came back and was like, I'm sorry, I apologize for this. How did you receive that apology? How did you take that? And how did you react towards them after they apologized? I really want to know. I want you to be in depth and in detail in reference to that. So try to go at least 2 to 3 sentences with that one as well. So I'll give you guys a moment to do that. So number 4, if you look at how you responded to number 4, you're going to specifically, and this is where your highlighter comes in, you're going to specifically go in and look at what it is that you did in response to this hurt, right? So you're not so much going to pay attention to what the person did to you. What's important is to look at how you responded to the individual that hurt you, how you responded to their apology. When they tried to atone, did you grant them grace? How did you move forward? If you continue to give them a cold shoulder while they lived in the same house as you, if you stopped speaking to them, if you did vindictive things to them, if you did little petty things to them, you're going to look at all of those things and you're going to go through and you're going to highlight those things, okay? The reason I want you to highlight the things that you did in response to what this person did is because number 4 is going to show you how you process hurt. So 9 times out of 10, when someone that you loved hurt you, the way that you reacted to their atonement, to how they attempted to apologize, and how their actions made you react, or how you reacted in that scenario, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, this is how on a continuous basis you respond to being hurt. Under any circumstances, when you are hurt, you react this way or in a similar way. So this is going to show you exactly how you process hurt and how you react to hurt. So when someone hurts you, this is more than likely the attitude that you take. This is more than likely the position that you take. If you said that, you broke his phone or you cut up his clothes, then more times than not, when you are angry and you are hurt, then you become destructive, more than likely. So this is a time that you have to be honest with yourself, okay? So this will show you, though, how you process hurt. Number 5, the question is, why did you accept the apology? So now with this one, you can use the similar scenario from number 4 if you did accept that person's apology, or you can use another scenario. So we want to think about a time where someone hurt us and we did accept their apology. And I want you to think about and really explore why it is that you accepted that apology. So in this scenario, I could use, Johnny cheated on me and I decided to work things out with him, and he said that he was sorry. I believed him. So the way that I would answer that is like this. Well, I wanted to believe that he would change. I loved him. I believed that we could work it out. I believed that he wouldn't do it again. I believed that he was capable of making things work. So you're going to want to use any scenario. You can use the scenario that you were just speaking of in number 4, or you can use a completely different situation where someone had wronged you or you felt wronged, and then they offered you an apology and you did accept the apology. I want you to write down here why. Why is it that you accepted that apology, okay? Okay, so also with number 5, I want you to write down how you acted towards this individual after you genuinely accepted this apology, or at least you genuinely accepted it. In your mind, you think you genuinely accepted it. So I want to know how you reacted to this person. How did you move forward after you accepted this apology? So again, I could answer that question with I was guarded. Every time we would get into an argument, I would throw it back up in his face like, oh yeah, you still was talking to that slut, like little little slide things like that. So I want you to be very honest. After you accepted the apology from someone who hurt you, genuinely hurt you, and you decided, I'm going to move forward with this person, how did you react and move forward in that relationship, whether it be a cousin, a brother, a sister, or a boyfriend, or whoever else? How did you move forward with them? Did you throw it back up in their face when you got mad? Did you still hold it over their head? Were you guarded? So I want you to elaborate on those things, okay? So I'll give you a minute to do that. So what you're gonna do in the next part of this is that you're gonna specifically look at why you accept the apology, why you accepted the apology, and how you moved forward after you accepted the apology. And then here's where your highlighter is going to come in handy again, because I want you to go back through and I want you to highlight how you reacted, the things that you did. So in my scenario, I said I was guarded. When we got into other argument after this, I would throw it back up in his face. So I want you to highlight those things. So all of the actions that you did after you accepted that apology, because this is a reflection of how you currently grant grace. So when someone genuinely offers you an apology, this is how you actually receive it. This is currently right now the state of how you forgive. And this is going to be contradictory in most cases to what you define as forgiveness. Okay, and then in number 6, which is our final question, that question is, why did you react this way? And I want you to answer this authentically. So after you accepted this apology, why did you continue to throw it up in that person's face? Or why did you hold on to these things? Or why did you continue to agonize about it or think about it or remain guarded or anything like that? So I want you to elaborate right there. Why did you react in this way? The way that you listed in number 5. Why did you react this way? So the way that you answer number 6, this is what you have to focus on in order to fully forgive someone, to fully let it go, to fully dead it, so it's no longer baggage for you. So the way that I answer this question in the scenario is that I reacted this way because I didn't understand why this person had did this to me. It made me feel insecure. Why did I deserve this type of behavior? So in order for me to let go of whatever it is that someone has done to me that I love, that has harmed me and hurt me, I need understanding as to why. Why did this happen? Why did you do it to me? Why did I deserve this? And once I have those answers, usually I can move forward and I can process it and I can deal with it. So you're going to find that answer in this question right here, okay? So that concludes our exercise for forgiveness. Obviously, guys, I can only put so much in these pre-recorded activity videos. So I hope that somehow you guys got something out of this activity. And if you would like to explore more on how to continue to work through these things, because these activities will only lead you to an epiphany, but you have to seek a coaching session in order for me to build on the possibilities of exploring those things and then working them out and then moving forward from them. And I can help you with that. Just reach out to me on our Facebook page. You can inbox me as far as a consultation, rates for our services, or you can go ahead and send me an email at rayoflovecoaching@gmail.com and let me help you guys resolve all your issues and get to a place where you can be a better version of yourself. And just know that forgiveness is voluntary, and just because you forgive, it's for you to move on. You don't have to not move cautiously, but you don't want to walk around just carrying baggage from relationship to relationship, or just engaging with your family and your children, or just day to day in your life. You don't want to walk around carrying that baggage. So allow me to help you and guide you to where it is you want to be and be the person that you want to be. Thank you, guys.